Signs in Vedic astrology. First of all, let's go over the order of the signs. The first zodiac sign is always Aries. The second is Taurus. Third is Gemini. Fourth is Cancer, etc. The last sign is always Pisces. So 12 signs in the zodiac. The order of the signs never changes, and it's important to remember it. So all the signs can be divided into masculine and feminine. Masculine signs are all odd signs, such as Aries, Gemini, Leo, Libra, and Sagittarius and Aquarius. So masculine signs are generally associated with a more masculine energy, such as assertiveness, being more active, outward energy. And if you know the Eastern philosophy, it's yang energy, right? Yang, in yang. Yang is the more masculine one. So they tend to represent qualities such as assertiveness, dynamism, initiative. These signs are often seen as more extroverted and thought to embody a more proactive approach to life. So this distinction is of paramount importance. Masculine signs, they tend to change circumstances in life towards their needs. They tend to change the environment around them to suit their needs. Feminine signs are even signs, all even signs: Taurus, Cancer, Virgo, Scorpio, Capricorn, and Pisces. So this is more yang energy, receptive, attractive energy that attracts things to come to them. It's a passive energy, and they often associate with qualities such as intuition, nurturing, and emotional depth. Feminine signs are typically viewed as more introverted, more focused on the inner world, more focused on the inner experiences. And it's not, one is not worse than the other, it's just different ways of operating in life. And so it's very important to recognize which signs are more prevalent in your specific birth chart, to not to self-compare yourself and not to look outside of yourself for different strategies in life, but to understand how you are wired so you can adapt accordingly, and so you can operate in life in the way that suits your needs the best way. Each sign, each type of the quality has its own ways of interacting with the world, of operating in the world. So as to summarize, masculine signs, they tend to change the environment and to go and get things, to actively pursue goals. And feminine signs, let things come to them, they attract, and they more of the passive side of things. So if you have more planets, including your ascendant, which is very important since it's a focal point of your horoscope, if you have more signs, planets in even signs, which is your personality will have more of let me move this a little bit, will be have more of the feminine expression, which is ability to adapt to situation rather than change them. You will be have an easier time going with the flow and accepting things, and you will be able to use your inner feelings and emotions in order to have a sense of what's going on and how to operate in life. If you have more planets in masculine signs, that means that masculine energy will be more prevalent in your horoscope. Now, sometimes we see that there are equal amount of planets positioned in feminine and masculine signs, and that simply means that both energies will be equally balanced, equally present in your personality, and you will be using basically different type of approach depending on the situation and depending on the specific area of life where you are trying to resolve some situation. So as the homework for your workbook, you can go ahead and build your chart on vedichorror.com, as I previously showed in the video before that, and calculate how many planets you have in masculine signs versus how many planets you have in feminine signs. Please count your ascendant, as this is a point of reference and this is you yourself, and it's very important. It's one of the main points in the chart. Fill out the page in the course project and have it, save it for your records, and reflect on how do you feel this played out in your life. How do you engage with masculine or feminine qualities? Now, all the signs can be divided in different qualities, such as movable, fixed, and mutable. Movable signs are Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. And as the name suggests, it basically shows different way of operating in life. Movable signs are great at beginning new projects, at starting new beginnings. They are the beginners, initiators of the zodiac. They have a much easier time to accept some new idea and to try it out, test it out, and to go and begin new things. That is where they excel. When sometimes it's harder for them is to follow through on the projects or things in life in general, where basically you need a kind of a long-term persistence. That's where fixed signs actually excel the most. Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius. They're all fixed signs. These signs have a harder time starting new things, initiating new beginnings. However, they are stabilizers and builders of the zodiacs. They have a much steady, a more practical and steady, reliable approach to life. Perhaps because they recognize that if they begin something, they will be able to do it over a long period of time, persistently. They are fixed, and so they excel at completing tasks, at doing things over a long period of time. However, their downside is that they can be sometimes resistant to change, resistant to new ideas. They need a little bit a little bit longer time in order to agree to try something new. So, and mutable signs are Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and Pisces. These these four signs actually, they are adapters of the zodiac. They are flexible, open to change. They have a much easier time to, they're kind of a blend of the fixed and mutable. They're going with the flow. They can adapt and they mutate to the environment, to the circumstances, or to whatever is happening in their life. They're able to see things from different perspectives. So they sometimes lack consistency and direction because they want to kind of like go with the flow. However, these signs, they are really good at changing and adapting to environment. So for your homework, see what qualities are predominant in your chart by counting in which signs you have more planets. Include your ascendant as well. Again, it's very important because it's a focal point. And fill out the corresponding page in your workbook. The next thing we are going to look at as different elements of the zodiac signs. The first one we're going to look at is fire signs, which is Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. And you can see that all fire signs are masculine signs. They are passionate, dynamic, action-oriented. They are the fire element. If you can think of the element itself, it's the spark, the initiators. They are fiery. They love to inspire other people. They run on inspiration, on a sense of adventure in life. And they are very dramatic, expressive, outgoing, and positive signs. They are creative leader types. They like to fire things up, and they like to be purposeful and driven by purpose, and they can be insensitive because sometimes they are more focused on what they can accomplish rather than being considerate. They love to control, they love to inspire, they love Dharma. It's the 1, 5, and 9 signs. They correspond to houses 1, 5, and 9, which are Dharma houses, or houses related to the higher purpose. So naturally, these qualities reflected in the fire signs. The next group of signs is the earth signs, which is Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. And all of these signs are feminine. They are very grounded, very practical, and very stable signs. These earth signs are 2 feet on the ground, very grounded. They are focused on building security and material success. It's these signs that are very, very comfortable with material and physical side of life. They are very good at being efficient. They have very good common sense, are well organized, fond of money, fond of material possessions. They seek security and stability in life. They are like really good at building, working with hands, physical side of life, comfortable in their body, easy with sexuality, and a bit easy with a physical side of things. The water signs are Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. These signs are emotional, intuitive, and nurturing. They are all water signs, are feminine signs. So these signs are deeply connected with emotions, intuition, senses, psychology. These are the signs of empaths, people who really read emotions really well of other people, who are attuned to their own emotions, who are kind of immersed in the world of emotions, really understand the language of emotions in emotional intellect. They are sensitive, they understand the psychology of them, of other people, they're interested in psychology in general. They might have problems with boundaries. Water is likes to doesn't have boundaries, and they can be non-rational. They are sometimes instinctive and intuitive, led by their own intuition. They value relationships. They are imaginative, intuitive, and tend to be spiritually inclined. These signs correspond to moksha houses, 4, 8, and 12, which is related to spirituality, connection with God, more like psychology, uh, letting go of the ego, and being the part of something bigger, of understanding your psychological wiring. So on the downside, these signs can be moody because they are so attuned and sensitive to their emotions. They can be rational and depressed, sometimes experience dark side of emotional states such as guilt, melancholic moods. And on the other side, when they are happy, they are the happiest of all the zodiac. So these are the signs that are really, really attuned to their emotional world. The air signs are the last group of the elements that we're going to look at is Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. These are all masculine signs, so they are the intellectuals of the horoscope, and they are communicative, they are social, they are mental thinkers. These are the signs that are more attuned to their mental mind, and they are more attuned to their intellectual ideas. As the air element, which permeates everything and travels quite quickly and is very light, naturally it gives similar qualities to these signs. They are very communicative, extroverted, very light and quick and easygoing. They can be reasonable, logical, analytical, rational, even tempered, objective, can see other points of view. They can be unsentimental, cold, and detached, as because they are so rational and focus more on the mental thinking and being objective, but they are good at understanding abstract ideas, can be scattered, can be ungrounded sometimes, um, can have hard time understanding emotions, and can seem cold as the reason. But it's just the way they operate. They love their mental agility, they love to be in their heads, and they love to exercise their mental minds. Now, you are most likely familiar with the general descriptions of each sign of the zodiac. These are quite somewhat similar to the Western astrology descriptions. However, I briefly wanted to go over each one of them just to give an overview of it, so just so you have it there. So each zodiac is going to have each zodiac sign is going to have a ruling planet. In this specific case, the ruling planet of Aries is Mars. It's a fire element and it's movable, masculine energy. The I statement is I am. So Aries is the sign of trailblazers. It's the sign that is the first in the horoscope. Think of it as a spark who is just born and wants to experience the self. Aries is the sign that very preoccupied with the self, and everything they do, they kind of do through the experiencing through the self. They are bold, assertive, passionate, and driven. The Mars rulership gives them those qualities of willpower, of being adventurous, they're loving the challenge, they love to start new things, they are natural leaders and initiators. And the archetype, as already mentioned, is the warrior, a trailblazer, always ready to take on a new adventure and face the challenges head on. The next sign is Taurus. Taurus is ruled by Venus. The element is earth, and its quality is fixed feminine sign. So it's a sign that is a very focused on being on possessions, on resources. The I statement is I have. So they are patient, they're very determined, they're practical and grounded, they value security and stability in life. They like the material side of things. They like to they enjoy like life, and they love to use their senses. And because of the Venusian rulership, Venus as the ruler gives them aesthetic sense. They love beauty, they love art, they're quite creative, and they are loyal and dependable. As a fixed sign, the quality is fixed, so they can be stubborn sometimes, and they don't want to change too many things. They love their stability, and they love their comfort in life. They love the luxuries in life, and they love to enjoy it because Venus is the planet of the enjoyment. Archetype is the builder, focused on creating a stable, comfortable life and gathering material wealth and security. Gemini signs are ruled by Mercury. Mercury is the element, the Geminis are element of air. The quality is mutable, and the statement is I think. These are the communicators, mental thinkers. They are curious and intellectual, very communicative, very social. They love their social circle. They love to exchange the information with other people. They're very mental, and they're very adaptable and versatile, quick-witted and playful. They love to use the words as the means of communication. Mercurial rulership makes Gemini a lifelong student, somebody who is very thirsty for new information, seeks new information, and seeks to learn new things. They can be, multitaskers who love to learn new things and try new things. They love variety. They don't really do well with one and the same thing doing over and over again for a long time. They really love change. And it is very important for them to recognize that they are really thrive at the environment where they can do several things at a time. They're not really good at it's really boring for them to do one thing over a long period of time. The archetype is the messenger, a curious communicator, always seeking to exchange ideas and gather new information. Cancers. Cancers are ruled by the moon. This is a very maternal sign, which is related to the mother energy. It's the mother of the zodiac. The water sign is, the element is water, and it's feminine. Quality is movable, and I statement is I feel or I nurture sometimes. It's nurturing protective energy. They are emotional, they are intuitive, they are very attuned to the emotions of other people. They have a very special relationship with their own mother. Quite often, they a lot of this nurturing and caring ability that are associated with motherhood is present in this sign. They love their home life, they love their families, they value the home life, compassionate, empathetic, sensitive to others' needs. The caretaker, they are the caretakers, a nurturing soul who is deeply connected to family, emotions, and home. Leos are ruled by Sun, and if you think about it, the Sun is the only light-giving planet. All of the other planets in the zodiac and the horoscope are reflecting the light of the Sun. Sun is gives warmth and it gives light to everything in the world, and naturally Leos are like Sun. They like to be in the center of attention. They like to be to give light to others, to show others that they can be great too by setting an example. And the element is fire, their quality is fixed, their energy is masculine. The statement is I will. They're confident and charismatic. It's a sign that loves to be sign of creative self-expression, and which is instantly gives them a lot of charisma, and a lot of people love to look at Leos because they are so charismatic and they loyal and protective, and it's a giver of the zodiac. They love to lead and be in the spotlight, although not all Leos enjoy the spotlight. Some of them are more love to lead from behind the scenes sometimes, which is like a special constellation. But all Leos are givers, and they are they love to be gregarious, they love to be protective. They are like the father archetype, the king or the queen of the zodiac, a charismatic leader who shines brightly, inspiring others with creativity and generosity. The sixth sign of the zodiac is Virgo. Virgo is ruled by Mercury, and this element is earth, quality is mutable, and energy is feminine. I statement, I analyze. Virgos are very detail-oriented signs. They're analytical. They are really good at being editors. They see mistakes really good. They are perfectionists who notice the slightest detail, and they are really good at being efficient, being seeing inefficiencies and proving them. They are improvers and they are perfectionists. They are really great engineers and health workers. These are Virgos are people who are very practical and organized, and they are hardworking and reliable, very detail oriented. My teacher used to say that if you want to hire as an assistant, hire a Virgo, because they are so detail oriented. They will execute everything precisely according to the plan, and they will be very, very attentive to every single detail. The archetype is perfectionist, a diligent worker who strives for improvement and mastery in all things. Libras. Libras are ruled by planet Venus, which is the planet of love and affection and cooperation. This is the sign that is mostly focused on balance and harmony in life in all types. It is the sign of political leaders and people who are lawmakers and people who basically peacemakers somehow. They are diplomatic and fair-minded. Libras, they understand the value of relationships. They understand how to create relationships in order to benefit everybody or benefit all the parties. They're really good at putting themselves in other people's shoes and understanding what the other person needs and how we can create a compromise that will help and benefit everyone. So because they're ruled by Venus, they're really good at building this harmony and building this cooperation. They love peace, they love harmony, they seek beauty and balance in life. And that's like their central theme, is that the balance is very important. They're skilled at building relationships and partnerships. And the archetype is the peacemaker, a lover of harmony and beauty and equality, focused on creating balance in relationships. Scorpio. Now that we've covered first 7 signs of the zodiac, the energy is starting to ascend a little bit from material to more spiritual plane. From Aries to Libra, it was just the build up of more like material energy, but from Scorpio to Pisces, we have going through more of the in a more letting go and spiritual direction. So Scorpio are the first sign in this group of signs. They are ruled by Mars, the water element. They're fixed and feminine. I transform. These are the transformers of the zodiac, highly intuitive, very deep signs. The most deep sign, intense, passionate, very mysterious, very secretive, can be very controlling. They love to break rules sometimes. They love to immerse themselves in things that are of secretive nature or some forbidden, like sex and guilt and subconscious and conscious. All of these things really deep interest Scorpios. They are loyal, they are protective, they have tremendous transformational energy. So it can play out in many ways, but these are the people who are really deeply interested in transforming other people, and they can be very powerful at doing that. As a water sign, they are very, very intuitive. They are really connected with the deeper intuition and unconscious, subconscious side of life. And they can see how these, the inner world manifests in the outer world. They are the alchemist of the zodiac, a powerful transformative force that seeks depth and truth through intense emotional experiences. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. This is a fire sign. The quality is mutable and energy as masculine. These are the teachers of the horoscope. The I statement is I explore and I teach. Jupiterian influence for Sagittarius manifests that they are very optimistic and adventurous. Jupiter is the planet of generosity, a planet of optimism. It's the planet that really helps us see everything in a positive light. So naturally, Sagittarius are adventurous and optimistic. They love freedom. They love to travel and explore because it widens their horizon, and they love to look beyond the horizon and kind of look at the greater things. They love to see the picture as a whole, and they love freedom and they love travel for that reason. They are curious, always seeking knowledge. They are very tuned to the religions different religions, religious studies, can be quite religious themselves in their life. They are generous and enthusiastic, the teacher or the explorer who seeks truth and knowledge, driven by a thirst for adventure and expansion. And that's Sagittarius. The next sign is Capricorn, and Capricorn is the element Earth and movable sign, energy feminine. It's ruled by Saturn. It's the first sign that's ruled by Saturn, and it is the actualizer or the achiever of the zodiac. There is nothing that Capricorn, if Capricorn sets their mind on something, there is nothing they can't achieve because they really understand the value of methodical work. The Saturn is the slowest moving planet, and because it rules the Capricorn, it really gives them that practical steadiness, the art of small steps, the responsibility, being mature, ambitious, goal-oriented, extremely disciplined, extremely hardworking, very patient, very persevering. Capricorn is the sign that can wait for a very long time for a right moment. They are the most patient ones, and the patient pays for them in terms of like they can achieve great things doing small things, but every single day over extended period of time. So the archetype is the achiever, a driven leader who seeks success through perseverance, hard work, and long-term planning. The value tradition and value structure, they really thrive in the environments where there is a clear structure defined, where there is a clear, like a career ladder that they can climb, where there is a clear step-by-step process that they can follow. And sometimes that what makes Capricorns follow more of the traditional and conservative path rather than the explorer like Sagittarius does, for example. So Aquarius is the second sign that rules by Saturn, so it gives some of the similar qualities. However, it is air element, it's fixed and it's masculine, and I statement is I unite and I invent. It's a sign of inventors. It's a sign of people who are genuinely very concerned about well-being of society, of humanity at large, of how we as humans function in the world. It's a sign of groups, a sign of communities. They really have a deep understanding of the group dynamics, how group functions, how it operates, what makes the group thrive, and it makes them very good natural leaders, and they are innovative and forward-thinking. The idealistic and humanitarian, independent and rebellious, intellectual and unconventional. They are really good at being abstract thinkers. They are always on the edge of the science, or technology. They love to be on the cutting edge of things in general, and they are really good at trying new things and kind of creating really new things, innovating new things, because they are like so strong. Their abstract mind is so strong. They seek social change and they seek progress. They want to everyone to have equal rights, everyone to have an equal chance. They want everyone in the group or society to thrive. So they are really like topics of equality is very, very important for them usually. Archetype is the visionary, a revolutionary thinker who aims to improve society through innovation and progressive ideals. And the last sign of the zodiac is Pisces. This is where the energy completely is transformed, and the Pisces is the sign that wants to unite with God, with the higher self, with something that's beyond this material plane. They kind of seek this union with God or divine, and they're ruled by Jupiter, which is a sign again, the planet of higher wisdom and spirituality. And the element is water, so they are sensitive and intuitive like all water signs. Quality is mutable and energy is feminine. I surrender to God. That's their I statement. So this is a sign of empaths, compassionate healers, dreamy, imaginative work, people who are spiritual, intuitive, sensitive, and adaptable. They are very artistic, can be very creative. The sense of inspiration is very, very important to them in life. They need to do something that's kind of beyond this life, beyond this worldly plane, beyond themselves. They need to devote themselves to higher ideals and to be inspired by that on an everyday basis. So the archetype is the mystic, a deeply spiritual and creative soul connected to the unseen realms of emotions and imagination. So for the homework, your keys, your key signs, you can fill out the workbook and understand the main qualities of your key positions, which are your ascendant, your moon, sun, and also in case you have a sign where you have 3 or more planets, that sign and that house will be of great importance to you. So you can look and see in what planets and what signs are positioned, or what signs qualities are predominant in your chart, and you can write down the signs for these elements: your ascendant, moon, sun, and in case we have 3 or more planets. In the next class, we're going to be discussing houses in Vedic astrology, and I'll see you then.